Ornaments make a killing on Etsy. I started selling them last year, but unfortunately, in my experience and what I've read, a bunch of people's experience is an oncoming slew of bad reviews due to blurry prints. I personally actually removed all of the ceramic ornaments from my shop and only focused on the glass ornaments. But Printify just came out with a whole bunch of new ornament options. So I've ordered them so you can decide which one is best for your store. And PS, I have a new favorite, so make sure you watch this if you plan to sell ornaments. So the first one that I ordered is the bestseller Imagine Your Photos ornament, which has been the one that most people sell. And unfortunately, the one that I always get blurry prints with and had a lot of bad reviews with. Even though last time I talked about this, some people said it sold well for them. Majority of the people agreed with me and said they got a lot of blurry samples. And the sample that I got here did not change my opinion on these. If you take a close-up look, there is blurring around all of the edges. In fact, even the text looks green a little bit. It doesn't look like the pure black that I tried to print, but it does not look crisp. So here it is for you guys up close. I printed these because I'm trying to find one to put on my tree this year since I got married this year. But you can see it's not the crispest print that I've seen and probably the least crisp of all the samples that we've gotten. Here is the packaging that it came with. It's a small little bubble wrap. It did come with a very small gold string to hang this up. Unfortunately, I was a silly goose, and when I cut this package open, though I tried to do it at the very end, I managed to cut the string in half, and it's in many different pieces right now. So the string is very thin, though I'm sure I could have cut through anything, but even seeing what did come, I don't think it's really the sturdiest string ever. And these ones here do cost $603. They're cheaper if you have Printify Premium. I don't have it on this account. And the shipping starts at $4.99. Ceramic just overall is not a great surface to print on. Based on my reading, I can expect this type of result whenever I'm trying to print on ceramic. It's going to naturally bleed, and based on reviews that I've read in the Printify group, the other suppliers that offer this same ceramic ornament as this one are getting the same type of blurry print. Except one thing that did surprise me is when I took a look at the new Swift Pod ceramic ornament, it actually says it has a matte finish and not a glossy finish like all of the other ones. And this seemed to fix this problem. This probably has one of the crispest prints of all these samples that I'm going to be showing you here today. The other side of it is glossy like the other one, but the front side that's actually being printed on has a different texture, which is better allowing the print to not bleed and look a lot more crisp. It arrived in the same type of packaging, and it came with a same string as the last one. It's a pretty small, flimsy string, but it does the trick, and it is a nice gold, so it does look decent. And if we take a look at the pricing, we're at $448, $375 if you have Printify Premium, and the shipping's cheaper as well at $429. And it comes from SwiftPod, who is one of my favorite print suppliers. I print all my t-shirts, sweatshirts with SwiftPod, so that's an extra bonus that these would ship with my other products in one package. So personally, I'm adding ceramic ornaments back into my store with SwiftPod. It's going to ship with my products. It's a better rated product. It's cheaper, and I'm getting a way better print than I've ever had on any other ceramic sample. And now we're gonna move on to the next type of material that you can get for ornaments, and that is acrylic. This one here is the custom acrylic cut ornament from Chile, and it looks really nice. It's not quite as vibrant as the other prints, and it does seem to have a white outline on the text, but I did get that with a few of them. So this one here, I do find it's pretty small. The custom cut is very nice, but with acrylic, we're running into the same problem I have with all of the acrylic ornaments and why I don't sell them. And it's that they're super light, which is not a problem, but when you compare it to a glass ornament and you feel the weight, the glass just feels so much more higher quality. The acrylic just feels very flimsy. Again, it's not going to be held down very much. It's just not screaming high prices, which is kind of what I want when I'm selling ornaments. I want to make a decent profit with these. And I did order the other acrylic ornaments. Unfortunately, since these have been shipped, Canada has entered into a strike with the post office, so things are taking a whole lot longer, and I'm not expecting this to arrive before I have the time to make this before Christmas, and I really wanted to get this out. But from other samples I have in the past, it's just a common thing with acrylic. It's light, it's not glass, So it's not something that I prefer to add to my store. But this could depend also on what you sell. The fact that this has a custom cut could make for some very different types of ornaments that you can't do with the other things. A custom house shape, a custom animal shape, a custom car shape. You can get creative and maybe help yourself stick out with the custom parts of things. But up to you. If you want to sell acrylic, it is much cheaper. So this is the one that I ordered here. It does say double-sided print, but I'd have to imagine that it would need to be the exact same image on both sides, and it would need to line up perfectly because it kind of feels like just a sticker on one side that shows through and gives you the opposite appearance, which is the right side when it prints. That's kind of hard to explain. Sorry if I made that a little confusing. But if we take a look at these ones here, these ones are $506 or $399 with Printify Premium and shipping at $429. So pretty close to the ceramic ornaments as well. And you can see here though, the size for these ones is only 3x3, aka why this isn't very big. But for a small product, this did come in one of the biggest bubble wrap mailers of any of the other ornaments. And now we're gonna take a step up in pricing. What I like to do when I offer ornaments is offer two options. Remember I said I had ceramic in my store before. So for every listing, I had a ceramic option, or you could upgrade to a glass option. Unfortunately, because I had to take out ceramic, now it was just glass, but I'll be adding in those SwiftPod ceramic ones again. So I'm kind of back to that two price options depending on what people want on their Christmas tree. So our glass ornament came in some of the most sturdy shipping. It has a thick cardboard box-ish mailer, don't know what to call that, plus some pretty intense bubble wrapping with some extra things inside just to make sure that this doesn't shatter on the way. I have a few samples of these. They've never arrived broken. And we can see here when we pull this out, just how beautiful this has turned out. So here we have the glass ornament. It looks a lot more dirty on camera with my fingerprints than it does in person. And the print is very crisp. It does have a slight white outline, just like the acrylic did. I haven't got that really on other samples. So I'm wondering if that is a slight defect in the print for this one. But this thing is hefty, and that's why I love the glass. It has a strong weight to it, and so it has a much nicer ribbon that they've attached with it that can hold and support an ornament like this. And I love the beveling. The beveling is the little lip at the edge, which I think just gives this thing an extra premium look to it. And this is much larger than both the ceramic ornaments and the acrylic ornaments. So again, it just gives off premium quality, and people are willing to pay more for these. I make sales just selling these. These are more expensive, pretty understandably. If we scroll down here, we can see the size is bigger at 3.5 inches. And if we scroll down, they start at $14.84. If you have Printify Premium, it's $10.92 with shipping starting at $5.69. So these are significantly more, and that's why I prefer to offer them as an upsell instead of just the main product. Though again, I've been offering them as the main product for the last year. It's still been selling. Gonna be adding back in the ceramic. Sorry, I keep repeating myself. And last but not least, I have probably the most surprising out of any of these, and it is the crystal ornament. But the downside and the reason I really hesitated on even offering this one or bringing it into this video is because it does ship from China. If you aren't selling on Etsy, this shouldn't be a problem. The problem is with Etsy, a lot of people are expecting more local sellers. So if you do sell these on Etsy, you have to be very transparent about where these come from, because people are going to see on the shipping label where this is shipping from. But guys, why this was so surprising, and I had to order it because I heard the shipping was really quick. This got here faster to me in Canada than any of the US ornaments. I ordered this in a batch with a bunch of different samples, and unfortunately some of them are stuck in transit due to the strike, and this got here a week faster. The other ones, I still don't know when they're gonna arrive. And are you ready to be blown away? If you scroll down when it comes to pricing, these start at $254 with $195 with Printify Premium and shipping at $249. We do need to see what shipping to the US is because it is a little cheaper for China, of course, but US shipping is at $569, making these the cheapest ornament, but the best high quality. This looks stunning. So here we have it. The print looks extremely similar to the glass ornament with a slight outline to it that seems to be on all of my like see-through Ornament. So it must be something with my file or the fact that I just picked a really thin font. So it seems like something I did since it seems consistent across the few. But this does look like the best quality, especially if you take a look at the edges. The beveled edges here. The edges literally catch the light. They shine. I love the edging to these things. And I've seen so many of these as bestsellers on Etsy. I'm not sure if they make them themselves though, or where they're getting it, or if they're just shipping from the ones in China using this same supplier. This one is slightly larger than the ceramic. It's smaller than the glass ornaments, but still it's got some extra room on the sides of the ceramic ornaments. And like the glass one, I think this one might be heavier because this is also significantly thicker than the glass ornament as well. So for ceramic ornaments, I personally would not offer any ceramic ornaments except for the SwiftPod one. For acrylic, personally, I'm not a fan, though you could offer it as an option because the pricing is very similar to ceramic. If someone wants a custom cut, they like this see-through option. It is cheaper, so the cheaper pricing might help manage expectations. But if I'm already offering ceramic, personally, I'm not going to be offering the acrylic. And then when it comes to the more expensive high-end ornaments, the two that I would consider are the glass and the crystal. If I wasn't selling on Etsy, I would 100% be selling the crystal option because the expectation to ship from the US isn't quite as high if you have your own website. Because the quality is the highest, the shipping is extremely quick, so you're not gonna have issues. And I've read across multiple different reviews that this was the case, that this ornament, though coming from China, was extremely fast, and the profit margins would be massive on this thing as well. But in place of that, you can still charge high enough to make a profit with the glass ornament, which still arrives quickly. It ships from the US, so you're not gonna have people having issues if they wanted to shop more locally. Unfortunately, my metal ornament did not arrive in time, and it does seem to be stuck in the Canada strike because it is not moving right now. But my opinion on the metal ornaments, they do print beautifully. I think the print is usually very crisp with those. The problem is it is very thin, and same thing with the aluminum. It doesn't quite have a lot of weight. If you have experience with these, let me know in the comments how you find them. And when my sample does arrive, I'll let you guys know in the comments as well. If you have any experience with any of these ornaments, let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear your reviews and your experience as well. And if this helped you learn anything or pick a new ornament, if you could please drop a like and subscribe, it would help my channel so much. Thank you guys, and I'll see you next week.